What is up, ladies and gentlemen? Welcome back to Game Over Gerkinman. Welcome to Dark Souls 2, Scholar of the First Sin. Originally I was going to finish playing Dark Souls and then trade in my Xbox One. Because I'm still in Canada as the recording of this. And I've decided Dark Souls and Dark Souls 2 together are very, very long. Incredibly long games. So, retroactively I've decided to, I'll have my main games running and the Dark Souls back-to-back will be running alongside those. Dark Souls 2, this is, as I said, the Scholar of the First Sin edition, so this is the version with the DLC. It is a huge game, it is a huge undertaking, and I wanted to kind of finish my time in Canada with something I feel comfortable with. I was originally going to start playing some new games that I haven't played before, but I've only got a couple weeks left here. I know I can finish this game in that amount of time, and I wanted to play something comfortable, basically, as like a send-off. And Dark Souls 2, while it's a black sheep in terms of the Dark Souls community, it's a game that I feel like I enjoy very much, and I find sort of relaxes me in a lot of ways. So, yeah, here we are. So let's get into it.
Perhaps you've seen it, maybe in a dream, a murky, forgotten land. A place where souls may mend your ailing mind. You will lose everything. Once branded, the symbol of the curse, an augur of darkness. Your past, your future, your very light. None will have meaning, and you won't even care. By then, you'll be something other than human. A thing that feeds on souls, a hollow. Long ago, in a walled-off land far to the north, a great king built a great kingdom. I believe they called it Drang Lake. Perhaps you're familiar. No, how could you be? But one day, you will stand before its decrepit gate without really knowing why. Like a moth drawn to a flame, your wings will burn in anguish, time after time. For that is your fate. The fate of the cursed.
Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to Things Betwixt, and to our playable character who we haven't got the design yet. You always start out like this, which some people have rightly kind of criticized. Dark Souls 2 is in a bit of a weird place. I can understand why people who are fans of Souls don't like it, and I can also understand its defenders. I for one, am one of its defenders. While the first Dark Souls is definitely about the world of Lord Drone, I feel like Dark Souls 2 is definitely more about the idea of going hollowing, and I think the gameplay and a lot of other parts of its systems reflect that. And that's something that not a lot of people don't attack the pigs because they'll kick your ass. And I think that's something that not a lot of people like gravitate towards too. Dark Souls 2 was a very disappointing sequel to a lot of people who wanted or were hoping for more of Dark Souls 1. And they didn't really get it. Dark Souls 2 is very much its own beast, which I personally appreciate for better or worse. But anyway, this will be my third time playing through Dark Souls 2, and my second time playing through Scholar of the First Sin. Some people prefer the original release of Dark Souls 2, I personally prefer this version. Alright, this is going to be a bad idea, because I don't have any weapons yet, but I really want the weapon. Oh, well, that's a terrible start. Alright, let's come back up here again. So, the reason I want to take care of this ogre is basically that I'm going to be starting the game as deprived, which, much like in Dark Souls 1, means I start with nothing. But unlike Dark Souls 1, starting as deprived in Dark Souls 2 is a much more difficult and complicated matter. Dark Souls 1 as a deprived, you still get a club at the beginning, and the stats aren't entirely terrible. There's a little secret down here. Dark Souls 2, however, that is not the case. Dark Souls 2 starts you off with literally like nothing at all. And that ogre drops a ring, which is really useful. The stone ring, which increases your poise by quite a large bit.
What seems to be the ruckus?
Oh my, your face. The face of the curse.
It's an undead. An undead has come to play. They all end up here. All the ones like you. You spoke to that kind old dear, didn't you?
You're finished. You'll go hollow. Yes, you'll become one of them.
Hollows prey upon men, feast upon their souls. This is the fate of the cursed.
What is your name?
Alright, time to put Sheep Pickle back together again.
It's a human effigy.
Take a closer look.
Who do you think it's supposed to be?
Think back, deep into your past. Yes, it's an effigy of you.
Alright, time to get my build done. Before I do that, we'll look at the classes. The warrior, battle-scarred warrior, high strength, dexterity, skilled with weapons. The traveling knight with high HP and adaptability, tough to take down. Then you got the swordsman, finely skilled swordsman, fights gracefully with strong weapons in both hands. The bandit, a merciless outlaw, high dexterity, skilled with the bow, fights well at various ranges. The cleric of pilgrimage, high faith in miracles, guide the way. The sorcerer, very similar, knowledgeable sorcerer, cast sorceries with high intelligence and attunement. The explorer, well-travelled explorer, not terribly powerful, but has many items. And then lastly, the deprived, unclothed, origin unknown, has nothing to fight with except life-affirming flesh. Which is what we'll be picking. Normally, when I'm doing fun runs, I usually pick the, I think the warrior, because I tend to do quality builds in Dark Souls 2. It's a lot harder to do quality builds in Dark Souls 1, because it requires a lot to level up. But starting as the warrior, you already start with decent strength and dexterity. You can see, like, your character starts at level 12 as the warrior, whereas if I start as a deprived, I start at soul level 1, with all my stats at base. So the game is much more difficult at the beginning, and I haven't played Dark Souls 2 Scholar of the First Sin as a deprived before. But that'll give me more control as I level up, because I won't have stats basically in areas that I don't need them in. So hopefully it'll balance out. And then as for a gift, I'm going to choose the life ring, because I'm going to need all the help I can get. Now, I'm going to design Sheep Pickle, so alright, Sheep Pickle is done! This is my true self, yes indeed. Green hair's back.
All people come here for the same reason. To break the curse.
You're no different, I should think. Doesn't stand a chance.
Well, you never know. Go through the door and trot along to the kingdom.
But remember, hold on to your souls. They're all that keep you from going hollow. Oh, I'll fool you no longer. You'll lose your souls. All of them. Over and over again.
Alright! Sheep Pickle exists! Now I think, if I go to my equipment, I can actually oh, I don't have those. I thought for some... oh wait, no, that's down here. Yeah, I can still put the hoods on, but they still have weights to them. Even though they don't really... well, they offer a bit of protection, I suppose. I want to be able to keep my quick roll on. I don't know that I can do that, so I'm going to put this shit all back on again. And I'm mid-rolling, so I'm going to take off my hood. Whoops. Gotta get used to the controls now, because I'm used to Dark Souls 1. That's good enough.
This is a limbo. A link between Drangleic and the outer world. Fair traveller, I know that you must have a story. Why else would you visit such a place? This lost, decayed kingdom. My name is Millibeth. The old women were once fire keepers. I am here to look after them. It is what my mother did, and her mother before her, and so on. The old women were keepers of the fire. But now, the fire shows signs of fading, and the kingdom is beset by hollows. The old women are sisters. I am told there was a fourth. Long ago, fire keepers were commonplace. But now they are lost, scattered to the winds. The old women are sick.
There's something you can do to her, and she gives you like a ladle you can use as a weapon, which is kind of hilarious. The fight... yeah, good work, Dan. The Firekeepers in Dark Souls 2 actually work a little bit different to the Firekeepers in Dark Souls 1. You might remember in Dark Souls 1, the Firekeepers were usually kept alongside their individual bonfires. That's not the way things work in this game. There is one main Firekeeper we will be meeting at the end of this episode, and she's actually where you go to level up, so it's more like Demon Souls in that regard, which is kind of interesting. Yeah, thanks, your old bat.
You must go on a journey without rest. Well, I suppose if you find yourself at an impasse. But if your will is yet unbroken, then you may return here. To start again. With a clean slate.
So what she's actually referring to is you can actually come to her later in the game with a particular item and respec your character, which is something you can't do in Dark Souls 1, which is a nice thing that they added. Could have sworn there was something you could do to get the ladle out of her. Now, from here, I can come out here, there's a bonfire out here. Dub-da-dub! So, in this episode I'm going to be doing the tutorial and getting to Majula. Oh my god, not having a weapon is the worst. Pick up things, and we're going to start making our way through the tutorial now, because there is a weapon we'll be able to get, which we will be able to use in here. It's just a dagger, it's nothing particularly exciting. But, a dagger will help us, actually, because then we can go back and I can try to take care of that ogre at the start of the game. But yeah, until I get that dagger, I'm basically stuck punching everything to death, which... ain't ideal. I've been wanting to do a deprived run of Dark Souls 2 for the longest time, because I know it makes it much, much harder, so... And like I discovered, like, with my Dark Souls playthrough that I just finished recording a couple weeks ago, that sense of character progression you get when you start as deprived with nothing, and you can actually feel them getting more powerful, like, it feels great. I can hear more growling. Oh, you can get these guys too. Oh! Just punch them in the anus. Every soul that you get during this period too, when you're only like soul level 1, is bloody important. It's all very, very important. You want to start leveling as soon as you possibly can. I think this is, yes, this is the dagger I was looking for. Oh, no you don't. Now there are some differences in Dark Souls 2, which I'll be getting into once we go to level up. But... oh yeah, when you bare fist, you can also two-hand. Like that. I could get my dagger out. Maybe I should. Maybe I should get my dagger out. Maybe I should equip it. Right weapon, dagger. There we go. This should make things a little bit easier. I don't know why I keep using my fist then. One thing they have added is you'll see underneath your weapon there is a really obvious little, well not really obvious, there's that little red bar, and that is the amount of durability of your weapon. And in Dark Souls 2 that drops incredibly quickly. Not like Breath of the Wild quickly, but definitely a hell of a lot faster than it did in Dark Souls 1. But instead of taking weapons to Andre to get fixed, you take them to, every time you go to a bonfire and you rest, it'll actually restore all of its stats, which is nice. And here we have something, some old friends. That's right, the crow's back. And this is why I picked up that small and silky stone at the beginning. If I leave this here... What did you guys leave me? Yes, silky smooth. What is it? Crack good idol. Oh, that's not very exciting. You can actually get weapon drops there at the start of the game, which is obviously a little bit nicer to have than a cracked red eyed orb at this point of the game. Actually, before I do that, I'm going to come down here and see what this item is. Oh, dang. Oh, shit. Shit. Alright, at least I can just come back up this ladder. Something I completely forgot about is in Dark Souls 2, your character's nowhere near as heavy, and they will, like, they maintain momentum a lot more than they do in Dark Souls 1. So, platforming is actually a little more precarious. Though I don't know why I rolled so much, like, that was even surprising for me. I wasn't expecting to, So I took my hand off the stick. I don't know why my character kept rolling forward. That was a bit weird. Anyway, now we've gone a little bit hollow and we don't look anywhere near as human as we did earlier. But anyway. What's done is done. Let's continue through this tutorial, just collecting as many souls as we can. No, you don't. So this dagger is going to be serving us for a little while. There is an area where we're going to in a couple of episodes called the Forest of Fallen Giants, and when we get there we will be picking up a hand axe. That is my goal, and that hand axe is what's going to be, well, until I can back up to good spec, that's going to be my main weapon, which is, I don't know. It is what it is, I suppose. Hand axe isn't too bad. But yeah, like I said, like I am making life harder for myself by playing as a deprived, but I want that sense of character progression for this playthrough. It's nice starting out with a weapon that you like and some stats that you like, but I like it even better when I feel like I can really feel my character growing and improving. Ooh. The combat feels a bit floatier in Dark Souls 2. Some people don't like that. I feel like it complements the enemy layouts a lot more. People often complain about the number of times you have to fight multiple enemies in Dark Souls 2. Because the lock-on doesn't work very well in that regard, and a few other things, but I feel like the floatier controls kind of lend themselves well to that, because it allows me to, you can run around between them easier, and duck and dodge, duck, dodge, dive, and dodge. A lot easier than you can in Dark Souls 1, which allows for much better, much more interesting play, I think, in some regards. Now, there is a way to get around there to get to that bridge, because I remember if you go back there, you can actually, going back there allows you to turn your character, change your character's gender. There's like a place you can go. I always forget, because I don't think you actually access it through here. I know you can access it from the start of the game. I've forgotten how to do it. I think there's somewhere else you can jump or something. No, it's not. Maybe not. Maybe I have completely forgotten. Or you could start the game with a fragrant branch of yours so you can open it. Maybe that's what you do. I honestly don't remember. Alright, anyway, now we've done that. I'm going to go fight that ogre now I have this dagger. Hopefully I won't die. But I want that ring, because it's going to make life a little bit easier. So let's go heal up, and then take on that ogre man. Okay, out here. I don't know why I tried to take on the ogre bare-handed. That was a dumb thing to do. Alright, let's try this. Now, I personally find it's actually easier to kill the ogre without using the lock-on, but I don't know how much damage I'm going to do with it with a fucking dagger. Probably not a ton. Oh! If you can just keep baiting it into doing those, like... Oh, Jesus. If you can keep baiting it into doing the fall down attack. Oh, did it get me? I can't... No, it didn't. Oh, God. So I don't even have an Estus flask yet. Come on, do the thing. No. Oh, God. Oh, yeah, there we go. That's nice. That's what I'm talking about. It's literally like all I need is one hit and I'm fucked. Okay. Come on, you big bozo. Hehehe. Yeah, these guys are terrifying. They definitely make the game much... Oh, piss. You can definitely expect a higher death count for Dark Souls 2 than Dark Souls 1. Oh, piss, really? At the very beginning? Fuck. That sucks. This is not off to a good start. Although that was nice. Nah. Ah, piss! Alright, let's try this again. Oh, alright, that's not a bad start. If you, yeah, stay behind him, he just keeps doing that attack, but... The real secret is just to stay out of the way of his hands, because his reach... Something they didn't really fix for Scholar of the First Sin. And this isn't something that affects all the enemies in the game, but I think these guys are definitely the biggest perpetrators. Are the hitboxes, and these guys' hitboxes are fucking junk. They always were, and they didn't fix them for this release, which is my one issue with Scholar of the First Sin, to be completely honest. I thought I might have had a life gem, but maybe I don't. If I do... I was pretty close to dead, but then so am I. Okay, he's still following me. Well, he's not going to come out through here. I think you can cheese him with this doorway too, actually. Oh, is he going back up again? There he is. Do I have a life gem? I do. I'm going to use that. So, life gems are something new they've added to this. They were kind of like the herbs in Dark Soul, and Demon Soul, sorry. So on top of having the Estus system from the original Dark Souls, they also have these life gems, which are kind of like slowly regenerating. They slowly regenerate health. I'll read the lore about those. Next episode, I think, is when I'll start doing all the lore stuff. This episode, I feel like it's running on a little long, thanks to my obsession with defeating this fucking ogre. Oh, piss on me. You suck. Oh, Jesus. He only needs a few more hits. Oh, god damn it. Alright, we got this time, I think. Maybe. I really don't want to be stuck fighting this guy the whole fucking episode. Nah, we got him this time. Just getting back into the groove of it, guys. You'll notice that I look like absolute shit now, and that's because I've, the more you hollow, basically, there's something cool I added to this game, is the more you hollow, or the more you die, the more your body looks decrepit and gross. Oh, that's right, I forgot I got the life ring. And the stone ring. So I'll describe what those do, in the next episode when we go through the items and explore Majula a little bit. This first episode was all about this opening area, which, you know, admittedly took a little longer than I was hoping it would, but, you know, it is what it is. What I am going to do is, because I look disgusting, I'm going to use that human effigy that we got. And I'm also going to use these souls that we grabbed, because those will be handy for when we get to the bonfire we're going to. But hey, look, good as news. So basically, the human effigy is the replacement for the embers in this game. Alright. So it turned out using the lock-on on that giant ogre was actually very beneficial, and I should have done that in the first place, and I could have saved myself a lot of deaths. But anyway, that's neither here nor there at this point. let's get out of there. I also just had the RAM rock up for my new computer, that I'm making when I get back to Australia. So that was pretty exciting. That happened while I was fighting the dude. The door buzzer went off, and lo and behold, I had some RAM. Alright, let's come through here. We're done chatting to those old ladies. Welcome, ladies and gentlemen. I think there's some symbology here of like a birth. It's cracked with this like light. You're like being reborn into the world of Majula. And what a beautiful place Majula is. I love it. I love this little area. Some people don't like it, but I personally think it's pretty great. Maybe not as nice as Firelink Shrine, but I do really like the music here and everything. It's, yeah, I don't know. I dig it. I dig it a lot. And here we have our main bonfire. We'll be returning to this bonfire very consistently throughout the game. I'll rest here. And then we'll go speak to this lady over here, and then that's going to wrap up this episode pretty much. So let's go talk to her now.
Are you the next monarch? Or merely a pawn of fate? Bearer of the curse, I will remain by your side till this frail hope shatters. Take this with you. May it ease your journey. Go on and see the king. He who made Drangleic what it once was. He who peered at the essence of the soul. King Vendrick.
Actually, this character works just like the Maiden in Black from Demon Souls.
Bearer of the curse, seek misery. For misery will lead you to greater, stronger souls. You will never meet the king with a soul so frail and pallid.
Jeez, just rub the salt in the wound. So yeah, this lady works the same as the Maiden in Black from Demon Souls. So Majula works very similar to the Nexus in Demon Souls, unlike Dark Souls 1 where you can level up, only level up at the Emerald Herald here. Dark Souls 3 works the same way.
Seek those whose names are unutterable. The four endowed with immense souls. Their souls will serve as beacons. Once you have found them, return here to me, so that hope will not fade away. Bearer of the curse, seek souls, larger, more powerful souls. Seek the king. That is the only way. Lest this land swallow you whole, as it has so many others.
Alright, so now we can finally level up, which we're gonna do. So you can see I'm soul level 1, it only takes me 500 souls to level up once, so that's nice. So Vigor is basically just your HP. Endurance is how much stamina you have. And Vitality is your equip load. So they've changed that, because originally Endurance and Vitality in Dark Souls 1, those two stats were the same, and now they've split them into two. Then there's Attunement, I believe, which is for something, I think for miracles or spells. You got Strength, which is pretty self-explanatory, same as before. Dexterity, same as before. Adaptability, this is a new stat. It dictates your speed, which I'm fine with, but what I'm not fine with is the fact that it also dictates your the number of iframes you get. That side of things is a bit shit. It also, I think, it affects like how at risk you are of being poisoned and things like that. Intelligence and Faith, same as before. So I'm going to start off with basically, because we need to be able to equip stuff, I'm going to be starting with my Endurance to get my... Oh wait, no, my equip load. So Vitality, Endurance, Strength, Dexterity. Start working on these so I can work my way up to getting stronger weapons, because I need to be able to meet the requirements for weapons, obviously, in order to use them. So, and we've leveled up 4 times already, so now we're level 5. Wonderful. Alright, so next time we hit up Dark Souls 2, next episode, we're actually going to start exploring this area here, Majula, And once we've done that, in the episode after that, we'll actually start on our journey proper. But there's quite a few NPCs here we've got to meet as well, some other little bits and pieces. So I hope you join me for that. I look forward to seeing you then. Peace out, ladies and gentlemen, and as always, where are we? Where's a good... have I got a wave? I do have a wave. Oh, I got the bow. Fantastic. Let's see if I can get the sun on my face. Thank you for joining me, and I hope to see you next time. Peace out, and as always, have a good one.